Okay, video's a bit different to normal. I just tried to be really raw, really transparent. It's just me talking to the camera, so I do hope you enjoyed. It's not going to be for everyone, but yeah, hopefully it adds some value and it's of some use for those of you that need it. Well, this is a bit of a different video. And it's definitely not one I would have seen myself making at least anytime soon, but here we are. So, bit of an update. I dropped out of uni. Yeah, obviously given like all of the content on this channel and given the message I put out there, it's probably a bit unexpected, but I'm going to basically explain like the entire rationale behind it, every step of the decision and what's led me to basically make that step. Now, quick disclaimer, if you're in a similar position to me, I wouldn't use this video to like make your decision. I'd use it to inform it and offer like another perspective on your situation, but don't like go all in and make a decision based off just what I'm saying here, because it is going to be slightly biased. There are going to be things in my life that have meant that this is the best decision for me and not necessarily for you. I'm going to try and be as objective as possible and give the exact reasoning why I've dropped my course. Cramp! But yeah, to give you a bit of context of what we're working towards, basically I did drop out of uni, mechanical engineering, and I'm now working full-time as the head of growth at a tech startup called manaverse. I'm also living in my university accommodation for the remainder of this academic year, and then next year I'm also going to be staying in Bath, potentially as a student, but likely not as a student. But how did we get to this point? Well, first of all, when it came to actually making the decision to go to uni to begin with, I wasn't like 100% confident in my decision. I was actually like weighing up a gap year or going to university. And if you want to watch some of the videos that explain that, I've linked them in the description below. But like my thought process over summer when deciding whether or not to go to university, I ended up deciding to go to university because, well, there were two reasons really. I wanted the stability of a degree and I wanted that like backing me, and then I also wanted the university experience, because at the end of the day, life is about experiences and I do want that. I'm gonna regret not going to university or not having that university experience if I did just go straight into work or straight into something other than education. So that was like the logical reason behind going to university. And then I didn't just want to study like a society perceived as easy or like poor course, so I went with mechanical engineering because I love maths, I love physics at the time. Yeah, it just seemed like the logical next step for me. Like everything that I've been doing up until that point kind of naturally lent itself to a degree in mechanical engineering, and then I ended up studying at Bath because I much preferred it over any of the other universities that I applied for. So I applied for Imperial, Cambridge, Bath, Southampton and Birmingham. I got into all of them apart from Cambridge. And yeah, there we are. So that was like my rationale behind choosing the course and coming to university. I got here absolutely loving it, like thriving, meeting so many new cool people, making so many new experiences, having the time of my life except for with the course. Like the course, I just want to mention, it was nothing against the course. The course is a sick course, and for mechanical engineering it is one of the best courses in existence, the one at Bath that is, but it was just the fact that I didn't resonate with mechanical engineering. So not the course, just my thoughts on the course. Cool. It started okay, like I was just firming it because that's what you do whenever you start something new. Like when I started A-levels, you firm it and then you see if you like it. But yeah, I firmed it and it was going well. Like I was making good ton of content, I was enjoying myself, but I was slowly starting to slip behind when it came to the work for a few different reasons, but the primary reasons being the fact that I didn't really have a passion for the course and I was dedicating a lot more time to everything else. So all of the content and working for the startup that I was working in over the summer. Manor, the one that I'm working full time for now. But yeah, anyway, I decided I would at least firm it until Christmas. Like the thoughts were in the back of my mind of like, okay, is this course for me? But I was gonna firm it until at least Christmas. It came around to Christmas and I was still having those feelings about the course. I was voicing that to my family, I was talking through it with them and kind of getting a gauge of what the next steps could be. I then took a trip down to London like 2 weeks later. London always inspires me. The people who are most influential in my life, other than my mum and dad, and obviously my brother, are people who live in London and that I've met online over lockdown and over the last couple of years who have honestly just opened my eyes to a different side of things outside of education, or have opened my eyes to the startup world, which is where I actually see my passion to lie. Like I love all of the work that I did over summer and I had such a drive then and I was in such like a peak state. Like I was happy, I was content, I was working on projects that I actually found meaningful and that I could actually see myself having a tangible impact on, and that was really, really rewarding and something that I really needed with the work that I was doing. So I had that trip to London and at that point it was pretty clear that mechanical engineering wasn't for me. For me, I didn't find that in mechanical engineering, when it came to the big projects, you would be able to have that tangible impact that I was looking for. You would end up working on like small parts of different machines and having an impact towards the overall bigger picture, but your specific impact was very limited. Other than people like in management within an engineering firm or within places like F1, they were the ones having the big impact and taking on the responsibility and the recognition for that. I really like having responsibility. I like being able to make a huge impact when it comes to the work I'm doing, and I felt I lacked that with the course. So at that point I decided, okay, mechanical engineering isn't for me, but I'm going to firm it for the end of the year, come out with a transcript and I think it's called a diploma in higher education, because you can get that after 1 year, and then I was going to transfer into a different course. Had my exams, smashed the exams, like I did well in those, so I'm actually going to have a reaction video to my exams as a dropout. I've done that already, reacted to those. They went pretty well, but I was just sat in my lectures for the next month or so, like thinking to myself, why am I here? Like, what am I actually working towards now? What is the point of me doing all of this work? I'd much rather be dedicating my attention to Mana and to my content and to growing that career pathway, as opposed to this, the engineering work that I could not see myself doing in the future. And it came to the point where I was in one lecture and my attention just completely died. I was literally in that lecture trying to set up calls with other people to find out more about this alternate career pathway in startups. And at that point I was like, okay, something needs to change. So I called up Alia and Nikita, two people that are hugely influential in my life. They're two of the people that lived in London. I spoke with it through them for ages. They've actually been like there for me throughout this whole process, and obviously not telling me what to do, but just offering like alternate perspectives and helping to guide me towards the right decision. After that call, I realized, okay, I need to leave, because it wasn't good for my mentality, it wasn't good for my mental space. I didn't find myself progressing. I found the lack of drive for the course meant that I was just getting almost like depressed and wasn't putting any effort into the things I loved doing, like making the content and putting that side of myself out for you guys. So yeah, I called up the director of studies, set a meeting for the next day, met with him and was like, what are the options? How can we do this? We decided that it was best to suspend my studies. So I've technically got the option to go back in September, but I'm definitely not going to be studying mechanical engineering. But it is possible that if it lends itself to all of the work that I'm doing, I can transfer into a different course, such as a management or business with marketing, something like that. That was a course that I really did not want to do originally, because I didn't find that it carried the same weight. But at the end of the day, it is a degree, so you've got like that stable backing. We'll see. I don't know what might happen now, but the option is there essentially. And then the next day I was like, okay, right, what am I going to be doing with my time from now on? So I called up James, the CEO at Mana, the startup that I was working with in the summer, and I just asked him straight up, is there anything that I can do? Like, can I work? Can I get more experience with you guys? What can I do? And it came at a really good time, because he was actually looking for a new head of growth. He'd seen like the work that I'd done over summer, and he was like, okay, how much time commitment do you have? I was like, I've just dropped my course, I've got bags of time. He was like, do you want to work full time? I said yes. Here we are. So I'm now working full-time at Mana, this tech startup, basically trying to create the next social platform for positive content. There's going to be loads more content coming on that in the future, but yeah, that's where I'm at now. So where does this leave us? Well, as I'm still living at university, like I'm still in the university accommodation, just working full-time remotely, I'm still going to be posting pretty much the same content, but rather than having the focus on the university work, it's going to be focused on the startup work. And with that comes all of the crazy stuff that we're going to be doing with that. So like a few videos coming up. I actually flew out to Lisbon for a work week. We went down to London for a few trips, and yeah, the whole thing is basically going to be the same content, just massively boosted. We're going to have a lot more energy and a lot more exciting things and feats to do, conveying the same message, like the motivation, the drive, how to be developing as a person, and how you can basically make the most of the life that you're living. So yeah, the message, the content is pretty much all the same, just on steroids. But in addition to that, I'm also starting a growth in public series on my LinkedIn, and I'm going to be posting the like high energy summaries, short form on YouTube Shorts each week. So that's basically how I'm going to be going from 0 to 500,000 downloads of this app. That's the mission. I've already put that out publicly. It's been received very well, and I'm excited to see where that goes. But I'm going to take you guys along on that journey with me. If you want all of the extras, the behind the scenes, go follow the LinkedIn in the description. But yeah, if you do want to understand like the rationale behind this decision and anything else like that a bit more in depth, I did post on LinkedIn, but you can also book a 20-minute chat with me down in the description, like to just run through what you're going through, or like to better understand this decision and how like you can use it to influence your decision and what the best thing is for you to do. But as like an overarching thing, I kind of see the education system to be built on passion, and a lot of the time people don't yet have the passion before they get to university, because they're caught up in exams, they're caught up in just following through the education system whilst trying to enjoy their life, and they never really have a chance to uncover their passion because it's such a high pace, high stress environment. And then when it comes to choosing a course and writing a personal statement, you choose a course based on the logical progression from the subjects you've been doing. For example, for me, maths and physics logically lends itself to engineering, so I chose engineering, and then on the basis of that I tried to fake that passion in my personal statement. And then going to university, lecturers just assume you have that passion, so they don't try to instill it, and that is a treacherous cycle, because you have so many people go to university not having a passion for the degree that they're doing, but the lecturers assuming that they do, and then those students end up slipping behind, not enjoying their course, and just really not having a good time while they're at uni. And that sucks, and I'm gonna work on changing that. So this might be the end of my educational journey, but it's also the start of me trying to change the education system, and I hope you guys enjoy this journey. And yeah, for those of you who stuck around, love. Sorry this was was a completely different style of video, but I do hope you enjoyed. Yeah. See you in the next one.